Now, on to some better news. Our next guest is an expert in human behavior, and she says that people tend to overthink at work. Here to tell us how to slow down and be more confident in your decisions is Melody Wilding. Welcome, Melody.
Thanks for having me.
All right, talk to us. Why do so many people overthink at work, and how does this overthinking manifest, and how does it create problems? Big question, I know, but what is that there?
Overthinking is particularly common with people who are what I call a sensitive striver, someone who is both high achieving and highly sensitive. So these are people who put a lot of pressure on themselves to succeed, but also think and feel everything more deeply.
Interesting. So how would that be in a situation just for people? Because some people may say, wow, I can understand that feeling. But what is a typical situation where that may happen? Is it do they take on too much work? Or what's the situation where we can see this phenomenon?
Yeah, a lot of ways I see it right now is people will get an email and then overthink, how do I respond? And edit the email 500 times. Or you may get a piece of feedback at work, for example, and then think about it for the rest of your day and wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. So it can look like worrying about things that have happened in the past, being concerned and anxious about things that are going to happen in the future, or just being indecisive, not knowing how to make a decision and getting stuck in analysis paralysis.
Right, analysis paralysis is a big thing. Now, one of the things, again, if you overthink and you put unreasonable pressure on yourself, is that one of those things that could lead to burnout? Burning the candle at both ends, so they say? Is that one of those that could contribute to that if you don't fix it?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge part of burnout is mental and emotional exhaustion. So if you are running yourself ragged in your own head, you are wasting valuable time and energy, and you're going to feel less pessimistic and engaged, or I'm sorry, more pessimistic and less engaged in your work overall.
Now, what is a way did you work with people, and what are some tools did you give them, or just some advice that you can give them to overcome that? People that come into the job market and maybe walking on eggshells, whether it's real or imagined, if that's what you feel, that is what you feel. How can you deal with that? And what are some tips you have for people?
I'll share a few quick tools with you. One of them is what I call the 10-10-10 test,
10-10-10.
which is asking yourself, is this decision, the thing that you are worrying about, is this going to matter 10 weeks, 10 months, or 10 years from now? Because many times we are making a bigger deal out of something that is not going to be consequential or even make a difference in that time frame.
Interesting. And so how do you utilize the 10-10-10? Do you just say, look, all right, if this doesn't matter in 10 weeks, I shouldn't worry about it? How do I put it into practice?
Absolutely. It's a helpful reframe. Whenever you find yourself feeling stuck, I have clients who keep it as a Post-it on their desk to remind them that to always keep things in perspective. So that's one easy way to keep it top of mind.
Is there another tip or a place where we can perhaps find more of your tips? Hit us with one. Hit us with something. I'm in the spirit of learning right now, and I might need to fix my overthinking.
Absolutely. So creating creative constraints. Overthinking expands to the time we allow it. So use accountability and use structure to your advantage. Let someone know that you're going to get a decision to them by the end of the day or Friday. Tell your boss that you're going to have a certain deliverable to them by a time so that you can't overthink it and overdo it. That can really help put bumpers and parameters around your thinking so that it doesn't run amok.
Right. So that's what is probably, who are the most exposed to this phenomenon, if you will, where you get to overthinking and putting unnecessary pressure on yourself? Is there is it more prevalent in young men, in women, and is there somewhere you're seeing more evidence of this, just so we can perhaps create some awareness and some tools for the people that are dealing with this?
Absolutely. So I tend to see it the most in my work with that personality type, like I shared, who are sensitive strivers. So these are people who are very driven in their work. They put a lot of pressure on themselves to succeed. They are always trying to do more, but they are naturally disposed to processing information more deeply. So they explore various angles. They are trying to anticipate eventualities that are going to happen. So it's almost like our natural strengths become a hindrance when they go on overdrive in that way.
Interesting. Where can we learn more about what you do?
My new book just came out, Trust Yourself, Stop Overthinking, and Channel Your Emotions for Success at Work. So you can find that wherever books are sold.
Wherever books are sold. Trust Yourself. It's much needed. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
You got it.